wonderful people, what is it actually the meaning of living in the vortex 100%? That is being in alignment with the divine all of the time, and let nobody ever take anything from you. And at times it's very, very difficult, but you can do it. For example, when we meet up with people and you're in a happy vibe, you're in your vortex, you manifest, you're in action, you are in that passionate vibration of your life, and you meet up and people are in distress and trauma, they ask you to bring them the answers for what should I do with this problem and that problem, and that is going on, and so much. And before you know it, you out of your vortex and you start answering and giving them until it sucks your energy so much you don't even feel anything of yourself anymore. So the best way to remain in your particular vortex, in your particular space, in your alignment with the divine, whatever you term it, only comes from self to self, from the spark within, the spark self, that is all the layers, all the levels of your higher self remaining in an unwavering alignment, not going this way and this way and this way, straight alignment to your source. So the better answer would be, hey, you align to your source, you align to where the thing you created brought you distress, and you turn it around and you try different models to recreate your life. You can do that. And of course, with that kind of answer, I mean, they need to do the work themselves, which was always in the entire universe. We can pull out so many measurements, we can, you know, put out prayers and whatever. The only answer your source will give is get into your alignment, get into your vortex. That eliminates all the distress, the trauma, the experiences from living in soul trauma, the ego syndrome, all that stuff we needed to move through anyways. We all, you know, needed to do that work. And I'm the first to tell you, it wasn't that easy, but realignment every day, because in this age it is becoming unthinkable not to give time, devotion and energy to your direct connect, to your source, your spark within, and bring through the next vortex, the next vortex, the next alignment, the next opening from within. Your space is conformed or aligns to all the outer spaces in the universe. But then again, people are asking, do we need to get to know the entire astronomy and so forth? No, you don't. But you can, because it's so interesting, and there is only that particular vortex that will get you back. So the alignments are fun to do, because the main goal from being on the planet in this particular age is really the removal of the old fractures, the old age, anything that moved us into the soul syndrome, the ego that had no flame left, let alone the eternal flame. Like, we are all eternal beings, we have that particular flame. We just need to realign to our eternal vortex or eternal vibration that opens up all the vortexes beyond the density the earth has been living. The earth is massively moving rapidly out of that old vortex, because it's a dead zone. It is becoming non-existent. And so when you exist in a dead zone, there is no vibrancy, there is no alive vibration, and thus you will feel like your brain is, you know, brain dead actually. And you don't have your spinal column, your central shaft alignment to the divine. So each time you confront your inner world, your beautiful vortex is in alignment with the house of light. That is still Shambhala, that is the great central sun moving in with the great central moon, that is the new crystalline grid under the earth, you know, swirling and dancing and under your feet right now. when in your vortex, when in alignment. And that is working with all the 12 ways of creation, with all the 10 higher ways. There's 22 ways connected to the alphabet, to the languages of life, to numbers. And so there is no way you can possibly fail when being in alignment and doing the work being requested. So is everybody being requested to be in the vortex? Of course, it's your origin, so the question is already being answered. And so in this age, we are being requested to at least do some small alignment to get in your vortex, out of the matrix vortex into the crystalline vortex that has all the alignments, and there you move into astronomy, you move into the nucleus of the sun, that is still the house of light, Shambhala. Your home is Shambhala, right now grounding, and we will see massive photonic lights, configurations, design, geometrical patterns, new numbers, new alignments to a light body, because your essence is living light. Anyone connecting to light is not the life. You need to be connected to living light that opens up the first vortexes into the inner space, where you open complete vision into the eyes, the many, many, many eyes of the divine, until you start to see 360 degrees in circumference. So there is an alignment, of course, with the invisible way. Everything becomes transparent, and you see what people have in the back of their brain, what's going on, what is the manipulation, what is the stress factor, what is the trauma. And then you start to live from your inner peace, because it doesn't touch you anymore. And then is when you are always in your particular vortex, because you know how bad it feels not being or getting out of your vortex and dealing with stress, trauma, malfunctioning, problematic static in economics, in politics, in the health world, in every world. And so we are moving up into, from that small mind composition that is also part of the matrix. For me, the mind doesn't exist. I mean, I catapulted it out of my brain. I have a brilliant brain, and I start polishing that brain every day, because I want to be intelligent. I want to know everything from my home bases in Shambhala into the Omni Beyond. I want to know and open up every knowledge in creation, and that takes work. But with the work comes so much fun, because information and knowledge brings fun. It offers many applications. It offers your purpose in life, because your purpose is connected to your particular vortex. Your particular vortex has a particular design that has a configuration with particular ways, with particular colors, with particular, let's say, geometrical patterns at times, and also other. It's definitely not what we find on Google, because that's, you know, created by the dense old system from which we don't partake anymore. So being in alignment to your source, spark spirit, the 3 S's, in with the alpha omega antennas, and then you can build and build and build many antennas on the earth, such as your eternal vibration, your immortal vibration. So holding on to your vortex means you don't let your vibration be taken away. Let nobody be a taker in your energy, and allow yourself. I mean, it takes damn hard work to get there. So respect yourself, value the self, bring a new sense of value into your brain, and allow the brain to open up with the science of the higher senses, with the philosophy that is a science in itself, with the science of psychology, and has nothing to do with the lower level of science we find right here, right now. So there is a reason during the Dark Age that many systems cracked, the ley lines cracked, the tectonic plates cracked, all that stuff. With it came our brain that cracked. But when we realign to the divine, we have the capacity with our crystalline vibration connected to all the ley lines, interlinking with our acupuncture points, with ley lines actually uplifting and uplifting every day into higher levels, depending on what you are willing to align with. Or if you're listening to your direct connect with your source in divine will and have eliminated free will, because free will doesn't go anywhere. It's conducted by the soul, it's conducted by ego. The soul is not part of the higher levels. It moves and remains in the dead zones, that is the matrix. So once you align, which is very easy, you know, you command the alignment to the divine will, and you command your direction, you command and claim your authenticity, you open up your design, and that is when you start the opening up of some sort of light body that opens up with the flow of many vortexes that brings to a lot of inspiration, aspiration, creativity, success in business, new economics, because the old economics are collapsing. So you need to live on something, and really in a very rich vibration. So if you're not aligned to any particular vortex, that is when you feel the mutation of light waves moving the cellular old construction into light particles, then the body has not been lifted up into the new design, the new light embodiment that equals out the masters, angels, any divine living light vibration. Actually anything in creation, such as the elements, many species, the animal kingdoms and so forth, that carry living light, have consciousness. So here the crystallization with the body is very important, and that's an upgrading into 10, 20, 50, 100 crystals that you start to work with, a few at a time, 1 or 2 or 3 at a time, and then your home is your base station. Like we have many stations in the galaxies that connects with the intergalactic stations, the universal stations, the omni-beyond stations, and then you can choose what to connect to, and then you get crystalline ears. So you get your direction crystal clear, and then your channel opens up, because everybody has a capacity to channel their own information connected to the gate of knowledge, as the Aquarian age offers massive scriptures coming back, but in modern day fashion. So we don't tap in the old ways, and definitely not Akashic scriptures. We tap into our own emerald tablet, we tap into our own databases, and all these things that I'm mentioning, that's not far away from you. It's a matter of breathing it through, opening up the next vortex with your breath, because your breath is the most important component to actually create that vortex. And if you're in a dense breathing system and you don't feel the waves coming through, opening up, and then it opens the curtain or the veil into the living light realms of the divine, and you don't feel that, then you cannot move through it, and everything remains in the dark zone. So it's easy to mutate your body to get into the vortex. It just requires a 7-day transition to make the body mutable. When the body is mutable, it's when you feel your feet swirling with the crystalline grids that are under earth. It's when you feel vortexes coming to the throat, the heart, at times the brain, at times the hand, depending what you're working upon. But there's one huge vortex, and that is anchored in the heart center that reconnects to everything as we are back moving into Unitarian consciousness. We're moving back in the omnipresence with the I am presence aligned. So the I am presence that I'm teaching modern day, not of 10 or 20 years ago, not even 5 years ago, and definitely not 100 years ago, doesn't match present day evolution anymore. So it's out of the creation and would, jump into the matrix and not in your beautiful vibration in the vortex. So it's a matter of aligning the I am presence to the one in the omnipresence, and there you feel the vibration with actually many species, many entities, also termed teams of light. You get a partnership on the other side that at some time right now will be grounding, will be educating you, and then you can only have a passionate life, really. So why would you ever go out of your vortex? So in order to get into it, if you're not acquainted with it, it would be wonderful to at least open up your I am presence, or just moving directly to making the body mutable, and that is the removal of the chakra system into the pillar of light that gets its upgrade straight away into Shambhala, into the nucleus of the great central sun. And so here, making the mutation for you to start to feel that opening up takes a transition of 7 days, because it goes to the highest portal in the omniverse. It is termed a transference portal. So you transfer the old cellular structure that is stuck all of the time anyways and cannot feel any vortexes moving through. You move that into living light particle and particle waves, and that is your origin. Because when we see living light masters, when we have an idea of the angelic kingdoms, they have the same body. I'm educating. They have that same mutation, and they upgrade in their own vortex into the next vortex, into new alignments, like a never-ending spiral. So alignment never ends, because creation never ends, and thus you become that unlimited potential in creation, matching the masters. And at some point there is high level in the hierarchies, masters coming together, recreating a new plan with the new divine plan that is opening up. And so the earth as we know it right now is, defeating everything that was done to it. It is purifying high level, and thus when your vortex, your vibration with your alignment is not matching that, you get distress, you get diseases, because you sink back out of the vortex, back into the matrix. So that alignment up into light body, into making it mutational, can go to the transfer of 7 days transition. If you're interested in the alignments, I have the alignments prepared that go very deep and will make you go through a 3-month transition actually. But the former point is 7 days, 1 week of giving the body the alignments of how to do it, what to align to, and how to move in it, and keeping these alignment intact. So never allowing yourself to get out of your vortex, and then life becomes very interesting, because with it you can move all the way to all the planes of existence, and the opening into that new body, as the old celestial body is becoming non-existent, doesn't work anymore, and thus the celestial body has been created in order to bring back the alchemy, replacing alchemy. The alchemy works with these new vortexes is actually celestial chemistry, and with that chemistry we open up particular flames, particular ray configurations that gives you or enables you the application of mutating in a mutable embodiment, opening up to your particular vortex, to your direct connect to the divine line, to your direct connect to your particular template. And from there on, you can move all directions you could ever wish for. So remaining in the vortex, opening that mutational body to it. If you don't have that vortex, if you don't feel the energies all of the time, I mean to say 24/7, then I have the option, or you know, I serve that as an alignment coming through right now. And if you're interested, you can subscribe to my newsletter, in which more and more information will come through about this year. Is the highest level of transition we are making. It's undoubtable, you know, the hardest time for many people, because they're out of the vortex. They're not in their alignment, and that's all there is. And many resist it. Many remain in that old, you know, traumatic experience and recycling the same thoughts, the same actions, doing the same stuff, and never move out of it. So here is a great time. If you want to move out of it, that is what I'm offering. But do understand, we need to do that work. The alignments are there. You can tap into it and do that work. You can decide to even move in a larger light body, matching the I am presence of the entire universe in the omnipresence, and really shaking your life upside down, and you know, becoming so strong in alignment, so becoming so strong with the power of the word that is returning to the planet, the power of the word that is complete realignments to the throat, the thyroid, parathyroid, the thymus, all the glands in the body, all the glands in your brain, reconnecting with perfect immunity to any density, negativity, anything of that old dead zone. And when you start vibrating in the living light zones, so quite naturally you will attract and attract, create and create, manifest and manifest. It cannot be no other, because whenever you have some vibration in your brain that makes you think, that makes you go in lower consciousness, and when you delete all these traumatic experiences from birth into now, that's quite a timeline that is being offered as well in the alignment, then you go through a process that is so beautiful, because you eliminate all these experiences without even ever judging or having an opinion about anyone, anybody, or the outer world. It's your responsibility all of the time with your direct connect of your source to not tap into the lower frequencies, and allow yourself to remain on that high vibe all of the time. And then, you know, you won't recognize yourself, because you eliminate everything that stands in the way, every old cycle in the brain, everything, you know, that was so predominant in your brain that created stress, trauma, malfunctioning, disease, you know, lack of finances, lack of finding a job, lack of being successful, because it all needs that particular vortex and that alignment on an everyday level. So I align at least in the morning a few hours and at night a few hours, but starting out with 1 hour would already be great. So the alignment's bringing for the body into its mutation with all in creation, and you know, letting go of that old world once and for all needs an alignment. We cannot just state, I'm letting go of this and that. And I mean, there needs to be technology to do it. Technology is easy. It's like a design, it's an application through numbers, it's an application to the vortexes in the under earth. It's an application to the crystalline grids. It's you know, it could be an animal that just guides you through it. And that is how fantastic this beautiful world actually is. You tap into the authenticity of the self and you open up your own design. This is an example of my design that I was given. So I work a lot with the reparation of all the water gates, meaning oceans, rivers, waterfalls and so forth, because it was, when being born, it was my first passion. You know, people would call me a water rat. I would always be in the water, and now I have many friends throughout the oceans. So animal friends that guide me, that bring through their higher senses and start communicating on telepathic waves that are connected to the science of telepathy. The science of telepathy has many levels. You know, in soul, it's most of the time connected to just an intuitive vibration. But I'll bring out a video about that. It's like when a mother feels something is going on with their child. That is a soul level, intuitive, telepathic communication or instruction or information. But there's, you know, like 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 other levels within the development of being telepathic, and the higher levels even come through without the word. So we can't even put that on video. And that is, you know, I think we'll be like 20 years further tapping into that. But other levels I will definitely explain, and you will very, very happy with these already, because with them you also remain in your vortex as you hear your spark, your higher self, and the many levels of the higher self directly communicating to you all of the time. And that's fun. It's like being with your own partner all of the time. So here, if you're interested, just hop on to my website and see what it can bring to you if you're interested. Other than that, there's many other alignments. You will all find them there. And thank you so much for being with me. If you have any questions, or if you feel the vortexes, please let me know how you did it, how you moved into it, what you would like to hear about it, and how to move forward from this point on, because the collapse is already happened. So it's a matter of not allowing the self to move in that particular dead zone and remain in your alignment, your energy vortex, and bring out that dream that you have in your life, how you want to live, and be explicit, be detailed, be so much as one with your source, until the tears with the oneness of your source start, you know, wandering, traveling upon your cheeks. And that is when you know you're 100% in alignment. It cannot be other. I experience it every day now for 10 years, and I just love it. So here, that is what I have for you. See you back next week. Thank you so much. I'm SharlotChi, and I'll be back with more information soon enough. Thank you.